welcome to the Football Den. I'm your host, Dan. This is a real of a solo dolo pod today, so bear with me. We got a lot of topics to talk about. The football season has arrived, basically a month out before the football season starts, so it's going to be a great season. We got a couple of topics to talk about today. But first, I want to get into the Falcons, my expectation for the Falcons. I want to get into the first game of the season between the Cowboys and the Eagles. We also got to talk some college expectations with Georgia Tech and Georgia. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of these because it might be within me talking about certain things. I might get off topic and talk about other little things. But those are some of the topics that I really want to get into today. If you see my background, I am a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. Always will be. Matt Ryan's my favorite quarterback of all time. Like I said, diehard Falcons fan. Off season been a little weird, and I'm to blame. I'm part of the problem. Me and the media, a lot of the media and people that talk about football, they have on shows. I'm part of the problem because let's just be honest. All off season been talking about Shedeur Sanders. Haven't been talking about nobody else. And one of the main people I want to talk about today is Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward. A lot of people have Tennessee as their fourth team. You know, coming out of the AFC South. A lot of people them seeing them being staying as their fourth seed. I know a lot of people have them probably only winning about 4 to 5 games this season. But to put some respect on Cam Ward's name. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think the Tennessee Titans are gonna be pretty good this year. I'm not really sold on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not really sold on the Colts. I think the Colts are probably gonna be one of the worst teams this year. Fumbling quarterbacks of Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. I think Tennessee has a great chance of being good this year. Their defense, to me, the offense was so bad last year, overshadowed how good the defense is. When you look at Jeffrey Simmons holding down that front line, and they have some good linebackers, they have some decent DBs, but a lot of the DBs are young, so they're still developing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them a chance to grow and get better. But the Tennessee Titans, one of those teams that I look at with a rookie Cam Ward, they have the ability to be that team that sneak into the playoffs and potentially win the division. The AFC South is one of the weakest divisions in the game. I know we like CJ Stroud and the Tennessee and the Houston Texans. I really don't see it. I really don't see it. That O line, we don't know how good that O line is going to be for Houston. CJ Stroud he got sacked the second most times last year in the NFL. He was second in the most sacks behind Caleb Williams with a Larry Tunsil, who's an All Pro caliber tackle. He got sacked a bunch last year, so we don't know. We just can't say, oh, they're gonna win the division. I don't know that. I don't know that. I got to see how the wide receivers look because yes, Nico Collins, Tank Dale's out, so other guys got to step up. I know they drafted the Wiggins kid, so they got some young guys they're trying to bring in, but I got to see how everything mesh out before I just hand them over winning the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans, that team that I look at, that have the potential to win the AFC South. When it comes to Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. He has to prove it. I used to be sold on him, but I lost faith in him last year. Just watching how he played, because he's better than that. And to me, he's not playing up to his full potential. To me, he's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback every year if he plays up to his full potential. And Jacksonville, in my opinion, they should be playoff bound. They should be a playoff bound team every year, but they're not. And I think this year, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be so much of Trevor playing bad. I just think overall that Jacksonville Jaguar team, they're still young and they're trying to build. So I don't see them really be having success this year. I see them more as a 6 and 7 win team. But I think that 2026 season, another year in the Cohen system, I think Jacksonville would be great with Travis Hunter playing both sides. Like I said, back to Tennessee Titans, I just think Cam Ward, he has the potential to have a great year. He has the potential to have a great year. That schedule is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? We can pull up their schedule. The schedule is really not that bad. If you really look at the team overall, let me pull it up real quick. I'm tripping. Hold on. pull it up to show y'all so y'all can see it. Shit, there we go. Yeah, so you look at their schedule. They play the Broncos week 1. Um, they might lose that game. They play the Rams week 2. We don't know what type of Matthew, what type of we don't know we don't know what type of team the Rams are going to be with because Matthew Stafford he's a little banged up. So in my opinion, you don't know what type of game you're going to get from the Rams because if Matthew Stafford's not fully healthy, I don't see the Rams being successful this year. They need him to be healthy. They need him to be healthy. So starting off week 1 and 2, I could see them going 1-1. You know what I'm saying? I think the Broncos, they're a scary team, and it's a lot of expectations on the Broncos to be successful this year and to compete and clash with Kansas City to win the AFC West. So I can see them losing week 1, but week 2, they can win that game. They can win that game. They can mess around and come at the end and close out that game and beat the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, we don't know what type of game we're going to get from the Rams, depending on if Matthew Stafford plays or if he doesn't. Because he could easily get Matthew Stafford banged up. He got a back problem and all that. So we don't know what type of game we're going to get from Matthew Stafford. He could easily be hurt. He might not even play. He might be Stephen Bennett. So I can see 1-1 starting off Cam Ward first 2 games. The Colts, like I said, I don't have faith in the Colts. I don't have faith in the Colts, man. I just don't. I like Daniel Jones. I just, to me, bro, I just think Chris Ballard and Shane, I just think it's over. I just think it's over. I think the Colts are due for a terrible season this year, getting the number 1 pick. They're gonna be one of those teams that we look back at and be like, dang, bro, they 1-15, they 1-16. Dang, they 3-14. They're one of those 3-14 2 to 3 win teams this year, man. I just don't believe when your quarterback room has Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson in it, you're setting yourself up for failure. So now they're 2-1. Houston, that's gonna be a great game, a great AFC South rivalry game. I'm gonna get Houston that. Even though Houston and Tennessee, when they play against each other, it's always a tight game. I think Houston will win that. Arizona, I've lost faith in Kyler Murray. His first 3 years, I was really impressed, but the last couple of years, I'm just sorry, bro. I just don't see it, and I've lost faith in him as a quarterback that can lead your team to the playoffs. So once I look at you and I say, bro, you can't even lead your team to a championship, let alone the playoffs. It's like I'm done. So I can see them going there. Now they 2-2. Raiders, I don't know. I get them that 3-2. Patriots, a lot of people got the Patriots being good this year. I think they're another year away. I think 2026 we're really gonna see them be competitive. I think they're gonna be middle of the pack, and I think Tennessee that can be a win Tennessee can pick up. So now we're looking at a Tennessee team with 4-2. Colts again. Once again, I'm telling y'all, I don't. The Colts they're only probably gonna win 3 or 2 games, 2 to 3 games this year, in my opinion. So give Titans that. So how many wins that is? So we got one, two, one, one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So now we 6-2. They're 6-2 right now. Shocking the world. They're 6-2 right now. Now we go to Chargers. That's where we lose. We go to Houston, pick up that dub. So we tied. They tied the series last year. Houston won first. They won second. Shocked everybody beating Houston. So I think they have shocked everybody again. And they at home. I think they beat Houston. They move up to 7-2. Seahawks. I think Seahawks is going to be a pretty good team this year. I see Seahawks beating them. So now we're 7-3. Jaguars. I think it's one of those games to where the Titans supposed to win, but since it's that conference, that rivalry game, and in conference game, a lot of times people lose those when it comes to those games. When you're supposed to beat a team and they're in your conference, a lot of times you lose that game, even though you're supposed to win. So I can see them losing that 7-4. Browns in December. At this point in December, I see the Browns. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the starting cornerback. Now they're just playing anybody. They only got 1 win out of the first 6 weeks. Shadur might be starting. Dylan Gabriel might be starting. The defense probably give up because even though They might get the other offense off the team. They right back on the field because the offense going through and out real fast. So I can see them winning that. Now you're 8-win team. Now you're 8-4. 4 more games. Ooh, no, 5 more games. Because they'll be 9-4. No, 8-5. 8-5. Now you're 8-5. 49ers. 49ers win that. 8-6. Chiefs. I don't see y'all beating the Chiefs. 8-7. Beating the Saints. You're 9-7, and you beat the Jaguars. You're 10-7. So I can see the Tennessee Titans being 10-7 this year. I wouldn't be shocked if they're 10-7 this year because Cam Ward, he has the weapons around him to be productive. It ain't like he don't really have no, but he have the weapons with Calvin Ridley. I think Tyler Lockett. He got some guys, you know what I'm saying? He got veterans, he got some young guys that's in their prime. He got a collection of some great talent to compete in the AFC South. So I got them going 10-7 this year. I know that's shocking to a lot of people, but I really truly believe that it's not so much of the offense and Cam Ward being a rookie. It's the defense, bro. Like I think y'all worry too much about the offense, him being a rookie, and you're not focusing on how actually good their defense is, bro. The defense is actually the best thing about the Tennessee Titans last year. It was just Will Levis was getting out of his. He was to me he was going out of his way to try to be this guy who trying to win every game, make every throw, make these incredible throws instead of just playing within the offense. If Will Levis would have played within the offense, he would still be the starting quarterback of the team, and the Tennessee Titans would have made the playoffs last year. The Tennessee Titans with that defense is a 9-10 win team, and I believe they still are because their defense is still the same people. The key players are still on the defense. So you have a defense like the Tennessee Titans, and now you bring in a guy like a Cam Ward. He got the right weapons around him. You know, first year he's probably gonna play within the offense. Then when he get a little comfortable, then you're gonna start seeing him, you know what I'm saying, freestyle and do a little other things, but also show you why he's a first round pick with some of the throws he's gonna make. And I think they can win 10-7 games because I think some of these teams were overrating. I don't some of these teams I just don't believe in. The Rams, a lot of people I see they got the Rams winning the NFC West. I don't see that. I got the Rams more in that third, in that third to fourth range because I don't know what type of team we're gonna get from the Rams. Their quarterback is banged up. Which Matthew Stafford are we going to get? Are we going to get a healthy Matthew Stafford or a banged up Matthew Stafford to where every time he get hit, he's out, or you're holding your breath like dang he's going to get up. And when you're in that position, no fan wants to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think this conference is the 49ers and Seahawks. It's up for grabs for those two teams. And I think we sleeping on the 49ers because I know a lot of y'all don't like Brock Bowers, like Brock Purdy. And I think we sleeping on the Seahawks because a lot of y'all don't like um Sam Darnold. And I don't understand that. Sam Darnold just came off a great year. I think him being with the Seahawks and the weapons they have over there, those young guys, I think he's going to be successful. Same with Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy is he's an accurate quarterback. Yes, he's small. Yes, he's short. But come on, Russell Wilson's short. Drew Brees was short, and they still were productive. Tua led the league in passing yards, and he can't barely see over his O line. So they don't really mean nothing unless you go out there and you just stink up the bed. Height don't really matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to make plays, you know how to read defenses, you can read the mic. If you understand what the defense is, that you understand what your receiver's supposed to be, and you get that ball out your hand, you're gonna be successful. So that's how I look at it. So that's my first thing with the Titans. Titans are my sleeper, man. They're my sleeper. Cause Cam Ward and me, bro, I like him. I seen that throw in the preseason against the Falcons. I know the dude didn't catch it, but that was nice, bro. He dropped that in there. If Buddy catch that, Bird gonna get tackled. He don't score, but he threw that on the like he threw that was a dime. And I believe you're gonna see more of that during the season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he's a Steve McNair yet. I'm not gonna say that yet. But I think Tennessee Titans they got them one Cam Ward, bro. I think he's gonna be very good. We've been talking about Shador Sanders all season, all off season. And that's my fault. And I apologize to Cam Ward because we should be talking about the Tennessee Titans. I think Calvin Ridley, I think he's due for a big year. You know what I'm saying? I know when I'm watching, I think they first preseason game was against the Bucks. He was force feeding Calvin Ridley, and I think he's gonna do the same this season. I think Calvin Ridley gonna have about 80 to 90 catches, and I think Calvin really due for at least 1,100 to 1,300 receiving yard campaign this season. Because Cam Ward gonna feed him the ball. He gonna throw him the ball. Yeah, I think Calvin really should make a Pro Bowl this year. He should make a Pro Bowl this year. Cam Ward is who I think he is. He should make a Pro Bowl this year. He should. It should be no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. Cam Ward has the ability to be great this year, man. He just does, bro. Especially with an offensive minded in Callahan, I think they're gonna be great, and the O line's gonna be better. The O line's gonna be better. I truly believe because Callahan dad is an O line. He's the O line specialist. You know what I'm saying? He's a coach. He done coached great offensive lines his whole career. I think him bringing his dad on to be the voice and to coach that offensive line up, I think they're going to be better in the second year. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people think Callahan he gonna shit the bed this season, but I think he's not. Like I said, I think the Tennessee Titans, one of those teams. If we have a team underachieved this season, the teams that we think should make the playoffs, the Tennessee Titans could be that team that sneak in and either win the division or sneak in and just make the playoffs. They might not win the AFC South, but they're gonna make the playoffs because the AFC South is still up for grabs. But we don't know. Everybody has weaknesses. Each team has a weakness. The Tennessee Titans just offense overall because you don't know how Cam Ward is going to be. Utah, they don't have a quarter. I mean, on Colts, they don't have a quarterback at all. So they're trying to fumble around who their quarterback is, and they got to worry about stopping the run. They were terrible stopping the run last year. When I'm looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars team overall, we just don't know what they're going to get. We don't know how they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? And what Trevor Lawrence are we going to get? Are we going to get 2022 Trevor Lawrence? Or are we going to get 2023, 2024 Trevor Lawrence? But we don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Then, like I said, Houston, O line, O line. They gotta get their O line right. They have to. Their O line stinks. Their O line stinks. So when the Houston Jaguars and Colts, they all have weaknesses. Like I say, the Titans, their only weakness is they have a rookie quarterback. They're gonna have a great running game. I like the running back. I like the tight end. I like the receivers. You know what I'm saying? Now you're just hoping that can Cam Ward, yes, he's gonna struggle in his rookie season, but can he still have a decent rookie season to where it can still lead you to the playoffs? Can he make enough plays to where the defense ain't sitting on the sideline like, damn, 39 again, guys. Oh damn, pick six, pick six. You know what I'm saying? I think in the throws that Will Levis try to make, I think Cam Ward can make. I think that they're more comfortable with Cam Ward making some of those throws than they were with Will Levis last year. Because I think it to me, Will Levis, he had limitations. I don't think Cam Ward has limitations. And I think Callahan, he's trying to bring him down and trying to calm Will Levis down. But Will Levis, in his mind, he just like, I got to make this play. It don't matter. They're just doing some dumb stuff. Chicago game, that's a win. That's a layup. Cost him the game. Pick sixes. Just doing stupid stuff. Flicking the ball away. Just doing all that stupid stuff. Not just throwing the ball away. Taking sacks in critical moments of the game. When you do that, bro, you set your team up for failure, and you set yourself up for failure to get replaced. Now you on the bench. You gave somebody your job. You gave somebody your job. And I think Cam Ward with the same weapons that you had, he gonna make it do what it do, and they gonna be successful this year. And I got Tennessee Titans winning 10 games. Now my next topic, I want to talk about the Falcons. So with the Falcons, when I'm looking at the Falcons, bro, all I hope is just a playoff. I just want a playoff berth. That's all I really. I just want a playoff berth, bro. I don't want nothing more. I just want a playoff berth. Can I get a playoff berth, please? Just please give brother a playoff berth. Now, breaking news with the Falcons, something that we're gonna have to try to uh, see what we can do to try to fight through this so it won't affect our season. Is that our one of our best players, our right guard, Caleb McCary's out. You know what I'm saying? Him and Lance Storm, Windstorm, Lance. What I'm saying, my boy name wrong in the What my boy name is? The tackle. Is it Lance or Storm? Hold on. I'm saying folks' names wrong. Hold on. Lance, yeah, Chris Lindstrom, yeah, Clint, yeah, him and Chris Lindstrom, they on the same side. You know what I'm saying? You know the Falcons, we're known for running on the right side. That's like the strongest side we run the ball on our right side. You know what I'm saying? We love Jake Matthews on the left side. He's been the Iron Man holding that front down. But our strongest side that we rush on is on that right side with our All Pro with Chris and with Caleb. And now Caleb potentially is probably out for the season. I think he is out. They say he'll miss time, but in reality, we know what that means. You know what I'm saying? That means he's done for the season. Know what that means? We all know that. They can say that, but we know it ain't even pulled. Let me pull it up. There we go. Yeah, so yeah. Yo, it's gonna look, bro. Bad things gonna happen sometimes when you're trying to be great. Bad things are gonna happen when you're trying to be great. And all you can do, bro, is put your head down and keep grinding. Now, this is gonna be a setback. Because like I say, he holds down that right side with Chris, and they down. That's the side that we like to run on. So we do have to find somebody that can be stable to hold that line down, and so we can still be competitive with running on that right side. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not too worried about running on the right side because we love to run behind Chris. You know what I'm saying? So as long as the right tackle that replaces Caleb while he's hurt, as long as he just does his job, bro, and don't get beat, you know what I'm saying? Don't fall start, jumping off sides and doing stupid stuff like that. He should be good, bro. Just be stable. Just be stable and maintain the right tackle position. Don't mess up. You know what I'm saying? Understand what you're supposed to do until Caleb get back. And like I said, I'm not really worried about Caleb being there because I believe the Falcons overall as a team that can really compete this year. Not win the championship, but compete this year to win the NFC South. With Penix, all he really has to do, bro, just come out here and just give us hope. That's all we not. I'm not asking him to get us to the Super Bowl. I'm not asking him to get us to the NFC Championship. Just show us that it's hope. That's all we want, really. I just want hope. Do we have a quarterback that we can rely on for the next 5 to 10 years that's going to put us in meaningful games, which are divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl? If he shows that this year, bro, by just getting us to the playoff, let's say we lose in the playoff in a bad fashion when we get our ass beat, I'll still be like, we got a quarterback of the future because you ain't gonna win it every year. And it might not be his fault that we lost because sometimes our defense like to show up and then sometimes they don't want to show up. You know what I'm saying? Our defense could be wishy-washy sometimes, could be bipolar. When you have a bipolar defense, when sometimes they want to show up and don't want to show up, of course, as a quarterback, you can throw as many touchdowns as you want, you can throw as many yards as you want. If the defense don't stop the other offense, you still can lose. I've seen it with Matt Ryan, throw 4 touchdowns against the Bengals and still lose the game because our defense didn't stop Andy Dalton. So it's all about hope. You know what I'm saying? I expect Bijan to go out there and dominate. I expect Drake London to go out there and dominate. But can Michael Penix go out there and get the most out of Kyle Pitts? Can he get the most out of Darnell Mooney? Can he get the most out of Ray McLeod? And can he get the most out of Hodge? Because, like I say, I'm not worried about Drake London. He gonna make it do what it do, no matter who the quarterback is. And Bijan, he's a breed of his own. But he gonna get his yards and he gonna dominate. As long as, like I said, that right tackle does his job with Chris. But with just Penix, bro, hope. Just hope. I see Penix. I can see Penix throwing for about 3,000 to 3,500 yards this season with 20 to 26 passing touchdowns. And with somebody like him with a big arm who likes to throw it down the field, I can see him throwing about 8 to 10 interceptions this year. But if he can just give me those stats and that range, I think the Falcons. That's a pretty good season for the Falcons, in my opinion. That's a pretty good season. I won't be surprised if they over 4,000 based on because of the type of offense that we run and like how they want to risk it for the biscuit. You really look at it, we'll sling it down there to Drake and we'll sling it down there to Darnell. But then also we'll get you in the middle of the field with Kyle Pitts too, dominating that middle of the field inside the numbers. So it's so many things that Penix could do this year to flourish and be great, but he just has to give us hope. He just has to give us hope. Let's say we don't win the division, but we still made the playoffs. I'll still be happy. But the Bucks are a scary team. They're deep. They're deep at wide receiver. The Bucks have the best wide receiver core in the league right now. If you look at everybody they have, bro. They got dogs everywhere. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both could be injured for weeks, and McKillen and BK will still dominate. Like Tampa won't skip a beat. You know what I'm saying? They got the Tampa Bay got four guys who could be number ones: McKillen and Beaky and Bouquet, Godwin, and Evans. They got four number ones. They got four number one potential wide receivers. So they are going to be a scary team this year. They're going to be a scary team opening up. You know what I'm saying? I think the Bucks are probably going to win the first game. If the Falcons win, I'll be happy. But looking at who the Bucks have, how they play us, I think the Bucks is going it's going to be a close game. But I think the Bucks are going to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I am a diehard Falcon fan, but just got to be honest. I can't sit here and lie and try to make it seem like the Falcons is going to beat everybody up. No, matchups matter. Matchups matter, and I don't believe the Falcons have enough cornerbacks to stack up and stick with the Bucks wide receiver because the Bucks have so many wide receivers and they have so much talent on that offense and O line. I think it's going to be a difficult time for the Falcons, but also I say the same for us too. I think the Falcons we might not have the number one wide receiver core, but we have a pretty good room too. And one thing about the Bucks, their weakness are their cornerbacks. They don't have good cornerbacks at all. That's always been their weakness for the last three seasons have been their cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? Ever since they let go Carlos Davis the third, who ain't gonna he wasn't the greatest, but for that team, he was their best cornerback on that team. Once they got rid of him, they really don't have nobody. I know they like Dean. He get beats a lot. He get beat a lot. He baby food compared to trying to guard Drake London or Moody. So I think we could take advantage of that. But I just think overall it's gonna come down to who has the ball last. I think the Bucks will have it last. And I think Baker Mayfield, he's just on a tear to prove everybody wrong to show that it's a reason why he was number one overall pick. And for the last three seasons, he's shown that yes, I am a one. I was the first overall pick, and I deserve to be that. He has dominated. He has looked good. You know what I'm saying? I do want to take over the NFC South, but I just don't think just this watching just this one game is giving my prediction. I think Tampa take this game. I think they take this. I think they take this game. I think it's close. I got it 27-24. You hear my prediction again on it Be Like That podcast because we're probably gonna talk about week by week, give our prediction on each game like we used to do last season. So you'll see that. But yeah, man, I just want Michael Penix just to have a decent season this year to where bro, just show hope. That's all. Like just like last year, he showed potential. Just show hope. Like he showed potential that he should be a starting quarterback last year. This year, show that you can be a starting quarterback and be the guy that leads this franchise for the next 5 to 10 years, like Matt Ryan did. Matt Ryan did his rookie year. He showed that he's the future 5 10 years. I think this year Michael Penix can do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm realistic, bro. Like I'll be shocked if we got to the Super Bowl. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked when a playoff game. Even if the Falcons win a playoff game this year, I wouldn't even pick them to win the division. If they win the division, I still want to pick them to win the championship. If they win the championship, I want to pick them to win the Super Bowl. I'm just realistic. If they beat everybody and go on like on the Giants run, like a Giants '07 or 2011 run, I'll just be shocked. I'll be happy because that's my team, but I'll just be shocked because I just don't see that based on the talent that the Falcons have. I don't see that they have improved on the defensive side of the ball. Terry Fronto, this is one of his best seasons of drafting talent. The kid, the safety, to replace Jesse Simmons. You know what I'm saying? The two D linemen, Walker and Pierce Jr. I believe in those two boys. I truly do. But overall, just the team, I think our the secondary, I think is good. I don't think it's great. I still don't know how the pass rush is gonna be. I still don't know how the D line is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We brought Leonard Floyd in. We love bringing in guys that come from the city, but they don't never produce. They just don't. We haven't had a great, successful pass rusher since John Abraham. We haven't seen nobody come in here and dominate like John Abraham. We've seen guys have moments like a Vince Beasley in 2016 leading the league in sacks. But besides that, what did he do? He didn't do nothing. He had one great season. That's it. We haven't had nobody be consistent on a daily, on a yearly, on a yearly record. We haven't seen nobody on the Falcons on a yearly record get to the quarterback like a John Abraham. We haven't seen a guy like that. We just haven't. And so when you're dealing with it, trying to figure out who can be that guy, who's going to be that guy that hold down that D line, you know what I'm saying, be that key player on the D line to get to the quarterback. You potentially found that in Javon Walker and a guy like a James Pierce Jr., but still I haven't seen it though. So I'm still weary on watching this game against the Bucks. If Baker Mayfield sling that ball around like I think he is, bro, that's because the O line, the D line is not getting no pressure on him. Now, the D line, they're gonna eventually sack him because that happens. It's just football. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna make a play, but can they get there consistently? You know what I'm saying? Can they move him out his spot? Can they have him running around for his life? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get somebody the ball. Can they do that? I don't see that because when I'm looking at a worse, that's a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what DN on that side, unless you got an all pro on that side to compete against him, you're not gonna get to Baker Mayfield at all. Now the other guys, we got some guys that probably can make a move, win a battle to get to the quarterback. But just on that left tackle and worse, Tristan Worse, you can cancel that, my boy. You can cancel that flight. You ain't making it, bro. I'm telling you. You can cancel that flight. You're not making it because there's nobody that's stopping him. That's getting past him, bro. He has great feet, great technique. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's one of the top three tackles in the game right now. That's gonna be hard. That's my real overall thing with the Falcons. Like I say, playoffs, Penix, just show hope. Give hope. That's all we want you to give. Just give hope. Show hope, give hope. Do what you got to do so we can be like, dang, there's some hope here. Because we haven't had hope since Matt Ryan. And that's the facts. We don't try to bring Marcus Mariota in, garbage. We don't try to bring Desmond Ritter in, garbage. Try to bring Kirk Cousins in, garbage. Now we got Michael Penix. The keys is yours. You got some great weapons in Drake, Kyle, Bijan, Smith. You got a lot of guys on that team. Come on now. Show us some hope. Because you got an arm. You got on. We seen that arm. That arm, you can throw that ball. You can throw that ball with the best of them. So that ain't no issue. But are you a good decision maker long term? Can you play up in big moments? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to play up to your best ability when you're going against Josh Allen? Can you play up the competition when you're going against Lamar Jackson? Can you play up the competition? I'm not looking for that answer this year. I'm looking for I can win enough games to get us in the playoffs. In 2026, then I'm looking at where do you rank between the best? Can you show that yes, I'm the best quarterback in the AFC South, and I'm the best. I'm a top five quarterback in the NFL, top 10, top five quarterback in the NFL. I'm looking at that in 2026, so we can have that conversation in 2026. This year now, because this is first full year starting, all I'm looking for is hope. Hope to know this the future. If you can give me that, you good. If you can't, then it's gonna be a long year for the Falcons. Falcons, especially Falcons. Me, I know it's gonna be a long year for me. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, my Georgia Tech and Georgia Bulldogs, they're gonna be good, so they can keep me sane. But Penix come out here and shit the bed and say he throw three interceptions against the Bucks. It's gonna be a long season for the Falcons. And he in Atlanta. It's at home. It's at home, by the way. At home, so we're not lucky in an opening week game, opening up the season at home. We're not lucky at all. Pittsburgh beat us. Saints done beat us 1 year before. I think the last time we won an opener was I think like what when Desmond Ritter was the quarterback, but we went against a rookie Bryce Young. We picked them off twice and beat them. That really wasn't nothing for real. When you look at everybody else, they don't beat us. Everybody else beat us though. Eagles beat us 1 year. Saints beat us 1 year. We beat Carolina. Pittsburgh beat us 1 year with a Justin Fields. So I'm just looking at just the history of the Falcons. We don't do well at home in opening week games unless the guy's a rookie quarterback. So I'm gonna give it a Tampa. But I think this W, this L that Falcons gonna take is gonna be a wake up call for the team overall to be like, okay, all right, we took that L, but we're still a great team. We still got more football to play. Let's snap out of it and let's get to work and let's be great. So I think that L is gonna be needed for week one. And I just think Tampa just a better team. On paper, they're the better team going into the season. You know what I'm saying? The expectations are for Tampa to compete and be in the NFC Championship. That's what they're competing for. They're competing. They believe that they could be one of the last two teams in the NFC when it comes to when trying to go to the Super Bowl. They believe they can be one of those two teams that can compete in the NFC Championship. I think the Falcons. We look at it. We just want to go to the like I said, just want to go to the playoffs. We ain't been it since 2017. It's like 8 fucking years. You feel me? Really nine. It's 9 seasons. It's 9 seasons. 8 years, but 9 seasons. And if we don't make it this year, it's gonna be 10 seasons since we done made the playoff. That's one of the longest droughts in NFL right now. That's all that with the Jets. So we just gotta step up. We just gotta be step up. We gotta be better. Like I say, Terry Fontenot. Let me get into Terry because Terry, bro, I truly believe I've been asking for Terry to get fired for a long time, bro. And the reason why I always say that is because to me, he's a great. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop lying. I'm gonna say something. I'm just talking. He's an average GM, and sometimes he could be below average because I can't give you credit for Bijan. I can't give you credit for Drake. I can't give you credit for Kyle. Those guys already are set and already looked at as high caliber players coming out of college going into NFL. I look at your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, your seventh. I look at those picks and watch how they translate to NFL. So that's great scouting. I'm watching the Chiefs documentary. One of the drafts that set them up to win 2 Super Bowls was the 2022 draft. And even though they drafted McDuffie and George Karlaftis, what about Cook? What about Williams, Pacheco? All those other guys that they drafted in those later rounds. Look at how they are now. They're good. But the Chiefs, with the scouting, with watching these guys, understanding the prospects, understanding what they need for their team, they hit the jackpot and they hit on a lot of guys they drafted in 2022. The only people that we have hit on in the draft that play for the Falcons are all first round picks. That's supposed to happen. That's why you draft the first round. What about your second round? What about your third round? What about your fourth round? When they gonna pan out? And that's always my issue with Terry. It's like, brother, cool, yes, you got these high flyer guys on offense, but come on, what's up with the defense, bro? When we gonna get somebody on the defense that can be consistent and make plays? Because right now we don't have that. We just don't. When we gonna have somebody is gonna be on our defense, lead our defense to success? When we gonna have somebody that can get to the quarterback consistent like a John Abraham, like a Khalil Mack, like a Miles Garrett, like a Joey Bosa, like all these other guys that we see out here, like a TJ Watt, like a Michael Parsons. When we gonna have our Michael Parsons, our TJ Watt? We haven't had that since John Abraham, bro. It's been so fucking long. John Abraham, I think, left the team like in 2013. I think he left in 2012. He ain't been on the team in that many, how long, bro? He ain't been on the team in 13 years. We still haven't replaced him. Now, this draft, I give Terry credit. But let's say these two dudes don't pan out. Now, it's like, what do we do now? It's like, what can you do? What can you do? You're trying to find a guy that could be that key dude on the D line to make plays and dominate and be somebody that people have to fear and prepare for. But you keep hitting, when you swinging on it, you're missing every time. You're missing. You're striking out every time. You bring in Judon, he sucks. He don't get do nothing. Carter, the kid, you got Carter. He just retired. He really wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't being productive. Number 17, you got in. He in spurts, but in reality, he's a backup. He's to me, he's really a backup pass rusher in the league. You drafted him. And you got James Pearson, you got Javon Walker. Let's see what they do. Javon Walker's more undersized. I think like 6'1". Let's see what he do. James Pierce Jr., I heard that a lot of his pre-draft meetings were terrible. That's why he went down so low. If he was actually good, we probably wouldn't be able to get him because he would have probably got drafted very high, probably in the top 10, no lower than 15, top 15. So you can say that that's a steal right there, but who knows? Because I see him playing a lot of the preseason games. Now I'm not acting like I'm an expert or nothing like that. I don't see Javon Walker. He barely playing. That shows me that James Pierce, he probably I ain't gonna say he's struggling in practice, but he probably has struggles in practice to where they want to see him in the game so they can have a feel to know that they can depend on him when they come to game time. They can depend on him when they come when the Bucks come to town. And if we can't depend on you when the Bucks come to town, then you can't play. You got to get on the bench. And that leads me to this. One of the main reasons why I say the Falcons should fire Terry Fontenot, because I just don't understand how we have picks, we have first round picks, we have a couple of picks, we got a lot of young talent, but we also have a team to where even though Penix is going into a second year, he's more on the older side. So by year 3 and 4, we can't go and compete for championships if guys play up to their potential. Trey Hendrickson is sitting in Cincinnati. They don't even want to pay this man. This man, in the last, you combine his last 2 seasons, he'll have 35 sacks combined. 35 sacks combined. Now, I know what you were saying. Oh, he's 30, he's 30, he's 30. Who cares that he's 30? He's still in his prime at 30. 17 and a half sacks back to back. And you think about his age, he's still in his prime. He probably can still play till he's 35. And Terry Fontenot ain't calling Mike Brown to try to get that deal done. It just pisses me off, bro. Because we need a Trey Hendricks on that D line, man. I just think you bring in a guy like Trey Hendricks on the D line, not only that we have somebody that's a key pillar on our D line, but also that's going to rub off on the other guys on the D line. That's going to give them more confidence. They know they have a 17 and a half sack guy on that D line with them that's rushing that quarterback with them. And it's going to give them confidence and believe that if he can get 17 sacks, I can get some sacks. But when you don't even pull that, you even trying to make that phone call. I don't know if he did make a phone call or not. This is this. And I know you want to believe in the young guys. You're gonna try to probably give Javon Walker time and James Pierce time to develop and be great going on through this year. But I just believe that Trey Henderson brings us up a notch to where we bring in Trey Henderson now. I think the Falcons win the division. That's how dominant he is. That's just how dominant he is. Now we have somebody that can get out the Baker Mayfield in critical moments of the game. They can get out the Bryce Young in critical moments of the game. They can get off of Spencer Rattler in critical moments of the game. Now we have that person. Well, now you're trying to look for that person, and you every time you're seeking out guys, they all fail. It's like to me, bringing in Trent was the perfect time, bro. I thought we should have brought him in last year. So when we drafted Penix, we should have called Cincinnati and said, "Hey, can we get Trey?" And when we didn't do that, I was just like, fire Terry. But I give him credit this draft. This was a great draft. But just overall, his career as the GM, I just think is underway. He's to me, he's underperforming as a GM. He's been underperforming the last 5 to 6 years, and he needs to be better as a GM. Because to make I say, it ain't about the first round, bro. It's about your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. When you drafting guys, how do they translate to NFL? Are you developing them properly so that when they can make impacts in the game? And I don't think they have, because I think the talent that he's bringing in is not that good, and it's shown. So where the only people that you really know are who? Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You don't know nobody else but them three dudes. They all first round pick. Or you know if they all first round pick. You should know about other people. Jake Matthews still there. He was our first round pick. He been there for about 10, 11 years. But you should know other guys. Out of our first round picks, they're flourishing right now. Now the right tackle, Caleb, he gonna be out probably for a month or two. So he probably gonna miss about 4 to 8 games. You know what I'm saying? Hoping it's just four instead and not be 8. And if it is more than four, hopefully it's probably 5. He missed one more, make it 5. Then he come back because we're going to need him. You know what I'm saying? So our running game can flourish and be dominant like it has been for the last 2 years. But bring not skipping out on Trey Henderson, not getting to making that phone call. This is my mock draft. This is my mock trade. I say mock. This is my mock trade. If you ask me, then who would you give up to get Trey Henderson? Who would you give up on the Falcons to get Trey Henderson? I swear, I give up a first round pick, and then I end up calling. Then I call AJ and let him know, yeah, we're trading you to Cincinnati. Because one of the biggest weaknesses on Cincinnati is their cornerbacks, their secondary. Their cornerbacks are not good at all. You know, Taylor Britt, he hasn't panned out to be what they thought he was going to be when they drafted him. And even the other boy, he hasn't been panning out. They're going to probably get them boys more time to develop, but they're not, based on the last 2 years, bro, they're not panning out to be the guys that they drafted high. So now you're bringing AJ Terrell to where he's not a great cornerback, but he's a good cornerback that can be the best cornerback on your team that can go against number ones and be competitive and and hold it down. He might not hold it down fully. He's probably gonna lose a couple of times though. But he's a guy that can go out there and have his nights to where he shut down the number one wide receiver. But he also had nights to where he get dominated too. But right now, since the Cincinnati case, you don't have nobody that's dominating as a cornerback on your team. I think bringing in an AJ Terrell, who's a proven guy, who's shown that he can dominate games and lock guys down, that'll be the best thing for him. Because you drafted Stewart, so you already shown that you really don't care about transition like that because you drafted his replacement, and you already said that it don't matter. You want a young defensive guy, but it don't have to be a D lineman. So why not a cornerback to improve your corner? I think that's what they really want though. When they're saying young deep defensive player, they want a cornerback. I know they anybody that want Trey Henderson, as long as you give us a first round pick and a young cornerback, you know what I'm saying? They could be the guy that locked down on the number one opponents on the other team, and we're good. I think the only people that have the cachet and it makes sense for both sides to do it are the Falcons. The Falcons improve their D line, Bengals improve their secondary. So that's my main point on that, the Falcons. Now let's get into some college football. So when it comes to college football, Georgia Tech and Colorado play. It's coming up. They play Saturday, and I think it's if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? I think it isn't it at Colorado. Let me see real quick. Hold on, my bad, y'all. I'm looking stuff up on the fly. Hold on. Let me check football when they play. August 29th. Oh, so they play next week. So they play next week. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But this is going to be a great game, in my opinion. To start off the college football season, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I know a lot of people like Colorado in this game. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Atlanta, bro. And even though I'm from Atlanta, I'm always gonna be honest about how I feel about my teams and expectations that I have for the teams that I root for that's in the city. This is a game that Georgia Tech should win. I know it's in Colorado, but one thing Colorado and Dion and them got to show me that they haven't is can you stop the run? And if you can't stop the run against Georgia and King and their style of play that Georgia has when it comes to finding different ways to run the ball and give the running backs the ball, it's going to be a long day for you because Georgia's main thing is controlling the clock. That's why they run the ball. They know and they understand their quarterback limitations. So what they do, they play to their quarterback strengths, which is he likes to run too and getting the ball out of his hand, quick passes, slant routes, getting the ball out of his hand. Yes, they might take a deep, they might throw the ball deep, you know what I'm saying, a time or two, but for the most part, controlling the ball, getting the ball out your hand quick, and letting our dynamic playmakers make plays. That's the formula for Georgia Tech. That's what they've been trying to do for the last 2 years with the head coach that they have, and I think it's working. And I think he's really building something over there, especially when you go to Ireland and you upset Florida State, then you upset on Cam Ward and them, basically kicking them out the playoffs, not even having them in the playoffs. This team is on the come up. Now Dion, a lot of people saying it's one of the best teams Dion has had so far being in Colorado. And I actually agree. He has some dogs there, and he got some returning dogs there. And some of those transfer guys he has, they're good too. The quarterback situation, it's always not gonna be Julian. It's gonna be Sawyer. I think it should be Sawyer based on his style, and I think you're gonna get more out of Sawyer than Julian, in my opinion, because I think Sawyer, his feet are dynamic, and he has a nice arm too. You know what I'm saying? He could be accurate. He could be if he when he's on, he's a great quarterback and he's very accurate. You know what I'm saying? And when he's on too, he also could get out a lot of danger and go run for a touchdown, run for your first down, whatever. And now you got to worry about is he gonna run, is he gonna throw? And then when he got both of them going, it's a wrap for you. He dominate games. So I think it's smart for them to start him. I think they probably will start him. And I think that's what Georgia has to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Our defense is okay. So our defense, they have to really, in my opinion, worry about keeping Sawyer contained, not letting him run around freely, not letting him be comfortable in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Hitting him, making him uncomfortable all game. We should win. If we don't, like I said for Georgia Tech, when it comes to running the ball on Colorado, it's gonna be a long night for Georgia Tech if they can't stop Sawyer. If they can't stop Sawyer with his running ability, him being accurate, getting the ball out of his hands, it's gonna be a long night for Georgia Tech. But like I said, for Colorado, if they can't stop the run game, they let Hayes, King, and them boys run that ball down their throat, it's gonna be a long night for them too. But who do I have winning? I got Georgia Tech winning. I think Georgia Tech, in my opinion, I think they're going to be successful running the ball. And I think they're gonna control the clock. I think Colorado, they're going to score. They're going to get their scores in. Colorado going to do what they have to do. But I think Georgia Tech is going to be last moment. They're going to run, setting themselves up for a field goal. We got a great kicker. And they're going to win the game by a field goal. I got Georgia Tech win this game 2017. That's my final score. It's going to be 2017. It's not going to be a high scoring game. I don't see that at all. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think it's going to be a lot of running. You know what I'm saying? I think both defenses, in my opinion, are better than last year. You know. But I just don't see neither one of these teams scoring more than 17 points, especially week one. I think both teams gonna be a little rusty. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Dion's team, basically has a whole new team, a whole new offense. I think they're gonna be a little rusty. I think by the end of the game, it's gonna be competitive. And I think it's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be a dogfight. So give me 2017 Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? If Dion them do win, like I say, it's gonna be about Sawyer how he plays. If he's dynamic running and dynamic throwing, I think it'll probably be about 31-20. But if Georgia can control the ball, make plays, and defense play up to the standard, you know what I'm saying, that they should, based on being how bad they were in certain games last year, they should win this game by controlling the clock and just running the ball 20-17. So that's my take on that. I got anything else? Hold on. Do I got anything else? No, I don't. No, I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for watching. Solo Dolo with me. We almost an hour in. Appreciate y'all for watching. We will be back on the Be Like That podcast tomorrow. Talk about a couple little things. I'm gonna clip this up, get some shorts out of this, get some clips out of this, put this out there, put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram, put it on whatever. Make sure y'all comment. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. Now I appreciate everybody that supports us, support that Be Like That, support the football. Then we got many more shows to come, many more podcasts to come, many more arguments to come, many more debates to come, and just so many things to come. Appreciate y'all. Football season finna start. So we know all the hot takes up in the come back, all the phoniness when they come back. So, you're going to have a lot of people saying some crazy stuff through the season, and I can't wait to react to it, respond to it. Y'all react and respond to what I got to say. So, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting. We out. Good.